Hello, friends from the manga world. My name is G,
And I'm Hector.
and we're here to talk about the December 2025 manga new releases. Hector and I, we work for Penguin Random House. The titles that you'll see today are those that we can sell, that we represent and sell around the world. Aside from this YouTube channel, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and on X at PRH International Comics. And we did I mention? Yeah, all the social media platforms. I'll link it below so that you have easy access to them. So the way that we do these is we start off with our picks for this month. We'll move on to volume ones and we'll leave you with the continuing volumes that you shouldn't miss out on. So if you see any repeats of certain titles, it's either A, we really, really like them, and I'm mentioning it again, or B, things change, schedules change, and titles may have been moved around with on sale dates. So that could possibly happen. So just keep that in mind. And we'll go ahead and get started with our picks. And up first is Hector.
Hi. Yeah. Chainsmoker Cat Volume 1 uh, by Neon Neon Factory. I love that, the name. And it's pretty much what you see in the cover and what the title implies. There's this cat girl who is a chain smoker and basically a slice of life. Yanni is the name of this cat that you see here. And she has tried many times to quit, but she can't. Um, but she gives in to the cravings very quickly, and she's trying to live and survive her normal life. Trying to she's behind her rent. She can't hold down a job. Her friend and sisters, they try to rally around and help her out, but she just can't get it right to the point, that she even uses her key to put out the cigarette fires. Um, so her sister and friends have their work cut out trying to get get Yanni to move ahead in life and get her life together. It sounds just like a very fun slice of life, but with a cat and lots of smoking kind of story. I love everything you see on this cover. It gives me the vibe for this book. I mean, it looks like she's just living in a very normal apartment building. I love the detail of that all the butt the cigarette markings on the railings, because I have a friend who smoked a lot and did that. They just like smoke outside and then use the railing to put out the cigarette, and that's what those markings are probably there. I love that she is dressed, very relaxed. She has a beer can in one hand and a smoke in another, and just looking very like not a care in the world. Very cool. Um, yeah, it's the kind of thing that you kind of want to read just when you don't want to think about too much. You want to just have something relaxed and funny at the same time, um, and also relatable. I think I can relate to at some point in my life to a lot of that. Not to the pain to fires, turn off fires, but the other parts of and not smoking also, but also like trying to hold a job, trying to get ahead, that kind of thing. And I think that's why we like those stories. So there you go. Yes. Next up.
Next is The Magnificent Bastard, Volume 1, The Legend of Kaiji. We have Tetsuo Hara's follow-up to the generational, I should say, defining Fist of the North Star. So we have tall, handsome, deadly Kaiji reveals his own taste of beauty, whether it be like slaying men on the battlefield or carousing with courtesans in the pleasure district. But in an era when might and ruthless politics reign, staying true to oneself while staying alive is not easy, to say the least. So we have feudal lords vie for supremacy. The Kaiji's house prepares for clash with the powerful Hojo clan. A team of scouts is dispatched to procure wild horses for the house's army. They are attacked by a creature unlike any they have ever seen, and tasked with slaying this beast, Kaiji sets out to tame it instead. So once the Hojo and their ninja master catch wind of this expedition, however, Kaiji will have more than a wild beast to break. So action-packed, of course. This originally ran in the Weekly Shonen Jump from the 1990s, like 1990 to 1993. This will be a two-in-one omnibus hardcover edition. So it's similar to the trim size of Fist of the North Star. And it will have a total of 9 volumes with this one. So, of course, this is going to be a beautiful treatment that Kodansha is going to put out. So, can't wait. And of course, when this was announced, highly anticipated from fans. They said uh, allotted their excitement in their screams. So really happy about this one.
Next up is Dragon Head #1 by Minotauro Mochizuki. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Yeah, the creator also of Huntress, who was a giant manga, sort of the first introduced the horrors of stalking into Japanese public. Um, and this is from the 90s, sort of bringing stuff back. I love that that we're seeing a lot of that, a lot of old classics coming back, getting reprinted, and many times getting a new translation and all that, because I wasn't able to read many of them back in the 90s. And this is one that I definitely would have picked up, but I guess I didn't have access to it. And this one, it sees Terra in his high school class returning from a field trip, and a catastrophic something, put in quotes on there, derails the train, and it buries them in a tunnel, and kills nearly everyone on board. And then I'm on the hellish heap of mangled bodies. Terry discovers two survivors, um, but their nightmare has just begun. They're trapped on an unending shadow with sudden violent earthquakes shaking their sanity. The three of them must find a way to escape to the outside world and make it back home, if home still exists. Very cool. Like I said, a classic from the 90s from a very big author. Oh, I also should mention that Minotauro also did the manga adaptation of Wes Anderson's Isle of Dogs, which is also one of my favorite stories ever. Yeah, so that is also coming. Look for it in uh, December. Yes, there you
I
go.
got to meet the creator, I think it was a couple months ago. It wasn't very long ago. And I got
Hmm.
my copy of Huntress signed, which I do highly recommend picking up. It was a creepy
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
So we also have that available, so definitely look into that too. But it
Yes.
was really surreal getting to meet the creator in person. That was a cool experience. So.
Yes. Very cool.
Next up, this is My Bias is Showing Volume 1. We have a high school teacher who has a secret obsession, and obsession is he's a total simp for a handsome Seo from the popular idol group. And the idol group is A1. And so this teacher is so enamored by him that even on weekends, devoted to fanboying, dreaming about this pop star. And while would give everything to meet this pop star once in his lifetime, he's accepted the fact that that's never going to happen until it does, because it has to happen, right? So the way that it happens is very interesting because cast in a variety show, we have the K-pop star who is slated to be at the teacher's school for filming. And so, what better way to see your idol than seeing them every day and catch his attention? So, they suddenly cast this idol, and the teacher is trying very, very hard not to show his rabid fan side because he doesn't want to creep anyone out. But as the two grow closer, keeping secrets will become more and more challenging between the both of them. This looks so sweet. I definitely can't wait to read this. And this is coming out of Seven Seas.
Great. And we continue with Lone Wolf and Cup Deluxe Edition Volume 1. This is reprinting, because it's not just deluxe, it's just a reprinting of the classic by Kazu Koike, illustrated by Goseki Kojima. This is one of my favorites forever. I used to have from Dark Horse also, they used to have the whole collection in these tiny mangas. Now we have them a little bit bigger, like regular manga size. And this, the first thing I should say, it's in an oversized format. In inches, it's 7 by 10, and part of my calculations, I hope they're correct. It's about 18 by 25 in centimeters. I hope my googling was correct. And this story, if you don't know, is the classic, very, very, very classic story of this samurai who's wrongly accused of a crime and is forced into running life and to run away. His bride is killed. He has his surviving son, baby. So he wanders the countryside as a Ronin, selling his services while carrying his son, um, sometimes in a little cart, sometimes on his back, and that's why it's Lone Wolf and Cub. Uh, this sort of premise has, you can see that it has inspired a lot of other media in years past, but also in the 70s they did this a set of movies, and I think there was also like a short TV series, um, which I loved, and that's how I got into it and hooked. And it is just an amazing story, and it has a bigger arc. It has several arcs and then shorter stories. It has a lot, and every story has a big sort of uh, lesson. Most of the time, a lot of social criticism of what was happening in that era, but also that applies a lot to what's happening today. The deluxe, not only being oversized, it also was original in English. It was done left to right. Now this one is again back to the original format of right to left. It also, the cover has grain texture with varnishing and foil stamping and ribbon bookmark. Very important ribbon bookmark. This volume one includes volume one and two of the original manga and stories from volume three. Um, it is gonna be amazing. This is something for fans of Lone Wolf and Cub, obviously, but fans of anything in the samurai genre, and of course for any fans of classic manga, this is one of the biggest ones out there. There you go. And did I say it's hardcover? Yes, I should mention it's also hardcover.
Next up, we have A Ninja and Assassin Under One Roof, Volume 1 by 100 Burger. If you heard me talk about it very recently, it's because I did. I can't wait to talk about this again because I really, really want to read it. So we have this runaway ninja who has zero street smarts, who ends up crashing an apartment of a high school girl who is also moonlights as a lethal assassin. So we have this very awkward roommate situation. Chaos ensues. Um, but then there's humor involved because you have very deadly situations that come up with both of them. But then it's also them working it out and trying to figure out who will do the dishes next. So it's like the side by side of violence and then also domestic chores. So it's a hit online series. Actually, I didn't mention this before, so I'll mention it now. It's a good thing if me talking about it multiple times. But it was originally posted on social media, and because of that, it gained intense popularity from that, and hence now we get this really cool collection for fans worldwide. It's also going to become an upcoming anime adaptation as well, so that's something to look forward to. So yeah, very murdery. I like the cover a lot. It seems like so normal, them just eating food, but then underneath the blood and the gore, because they're hungry. They need to refuel. So really cool concept, and yeah, that's it for me.
Excellent. And then we continue with number ones that are also coming out in the month of December. We have About Love Song Volume 1. Hoshina dreams of making it big with his band, but writing love song has never come easy. That is until he meets Seto, who, but discovering Seto is still in his final year of high school leaves Hoshima spiraling with guilt. As Hoshima tries to distance himself, Seto only steps closer, determined to love and be loved, even if he's still figuring out how to be a grown up. Continue with Boss, uh, bitch, baby. Is that how I should supposed to say it? The BXTH, bitch, I guess.
Hmm.
Boss, bitch, baby, volume 1. When financial issues put one man in a tough spot, he becomes the boy toy to an unhinged corporate heir that was his former one night stand. The hit Boys Love webtoon is now available in English print. And we continue with Cocoline Wizards Adventure Volume 1. When Alvin's adventuring team recruits a reliable wizard, their team becomes more powerful than ever. But what Alvin doesn't realize is that this wizard is giving the female members of his team an extra boost behind closed doors. Ooh. A sexy, mature NTR, sexy, mature rated NTR fantasy manga filled with secrets, pleasure, and more. And we continue with Far From Romance. One man learns that the girl he had a crush on in high school is his new coworker and has was never a girl to begin with. A boys' love romance about mistaken identities and unexpected reunions.
All right, continuing on with volume one, so we have Flip Flip Slowly. This is a BL one-shot manga of an older city man looking to find solace in a small country library and a curious young librarian who can't help falling for him. This is a simple, moving story about two men finding common ground despite their overt differences and the way love can sneak up on you when you least expect it. Next up, we have God of Seduction in the Bedroom. So, one man's love life is such a disaster that it will take godly intervention to help him find his perfect match in this rom-com manga. So, this is from the creator of Demon Under the Waxing Moon, which is also available from Seven Seas. And of course, a huge title here, Heaven's Official Blessing. This is the comic version, volume one. So this is MXTX. A fallen god unravels supernatural mysteries, comes face to face with ghosts from his past in this manhwa adaptation from the New York Times best-selling Danmei novelist I mentioned earlier, MXTX. So featuring these stunning artworks, and I'm talking about it's stunning. It's really
Mm-hmm.
beautiful by Star Remember. This is the official manhwa that was produced by Billy Comics. So now it's available in English and in print for the first time. And then next up, we have Hokkaido Gals, our super adorable omnibus. This is a 2-in-1, so this includes volume 1 and 2. A city boy moves out to the sticks and befriends a local gal who shows him the true beauty of Hokkaido. It's a hit anime, or hit manga, I should say, that inspired the anime, which is now finally available in English in this multi-volume omnibus releases that you'll see here.
And we continue with I Got Married to the Girl I Hate Most in Class light novel, Volume 1, the light novel that inspired a manga also from Seven Seas and an anime. What happens when you get hitched to your nemesis? Only newly wed students couple must, oh, one newlywed student couple must figure out how to live in harmony in this hilarious rom-com. And we have I Got Married to the Girl I Hate Most in Class, the manga, Volume 4, just so you know that is also coming out in December. And then we continue with I Won't Let Mr. Suck My Blood, Volume 1. A brand new maid learns that her new employer is much more than the gentle, soft spoken woman she initially thought, a supernatural Yuri romance. And then we have Lovers on the Last Train. Finding love in your 40s can be tough, but when two total opposites match on a dating app, they'll have a one-way ticket to romance in this boys love manga.
All right, next up we have this is a art book actually, Magnolia Fairy Tale Illustrations. So
Yeah.
get fired up. This is the first ever fairy tale art book. This is a
Mhm.
256-page hardcover that features full color series artwork by the superstar creator Hiro Mashima from throughout the manga run. So you can show your guild pride by adding Magnolia to your shelf. Or you could pick up a copy for the Dragon Slayer in your life as well. So this includes contents of the Japanese art books Fantasia and Harvest. So never published in English until now in print, plus all the beautiful art that you can own right here in this volume. And then these next two, we have Silent Reading, Volume 1. So obviously one is the standard edition, and the other is the special edition version. So this is about a young man's body who is found outside a glitzy high-rise on the west side of Yangcheng. So one word is scrawled across the body, and the word is money. So what begins as this very straightforward, seemingly straightforward homicide unravels into something murkier, reaching into the city's darkest corners of wealth, privilege, and police corruption. And of course, what I mentioned earlier, the special edition will have inclusions. So that will include like ID badges, police ID badges. Can't be used in real life. You could try, but uh, it might not
And
work out
Halloween.
very well.
Yeah.
It'll include a detective notebook, sticker sheets, a bookmark, and a special guest artwork, which is cool. So it's something to look forward to. And of course, this is by Priest.
Yes. And then we continue with The Villain's White Hello novel, Volume 1. One man's attempt to become the final boss goes completely awry when his buff item earns him sympathy instead of fear. Up against the hero and chased by the very company who sold him the item, can he still manage to achieve his dastardly dreams? And then next up is the White Cat's Divine's Scratching Post novel, Volume 1. Sorry, surviving death is one thing, but can a reborn demonic cultivator survive studying under the highbrow of his new and oddly familiar cat-like master? See how his plans go from perfect to near catastrophe in this hysterical rom-com. Oh wow, they fit three in one line. Wow,
Tons.
that's amazing. That must be a record. From the author of The Wife Comes First, Ki Wei Shang, Also available from Seven Seas. And then next up is The Wife Comes First, Qui Wei Shi. Oh, what we just mentioned. Number volume one, a philandering prince discovers that the princely consort he neglected in life is the only one by his side in death. Now that he's got second chance, can the prince make it up to him? A heartwarming romance about second chances, palace intrigue, and found family from the author, of course, of the White Cat's Divine Scratching Post, which we also are getting the same month. Perfect. Perfect.
Mhm. And then continuing on, we have Parasite. This is the paperback collection, volume one. I don't know if I need to say much about this. Everyone knows Parasite. This is immortal horror manga. It was originally as it's originally meant to be read in this beautiful volume. For the first time in more than a decade, we have this paperback collection, which pairs Hitoshi Iwaki's original black and white art with a revised translation and an updated interior and cover design. And then next up, we have Touched by Twilight Volume 1. This is a historical BL about a mentor and a student torn apart by family conflict, only to find each other once again years later. And then, of course, we have finally on this last title on the slide, You're All Mine Tonight. This is a steamy new BL one shot about a businessman longing to reunite with his past lover who wants nothing more than to put his own troubled past behind him. Of course, with that one, parental advisory, explicit content is noted. And that's it for our volume one highlights. So we are going to exit the screen, but we do recommend sticking and staying on to this video to look at the continuing volumes that is coming out in the month of December. Thank you all for joining us today. And as always, comment down below on what you'll be interested in picking up for the month of December. All right, and that's it for now. Bye, everyone.
Hi. Thank you.